I'm forever wearing the wrong clothing for the weather. Jeez, it's cold. And my feet are wet because my shoes have holes in them. Right, it is a stormy day. It started out kind of just gray and fine. And like 30 minutes ago, we had this crazy windstorm, and it was like crazy hail. I've seen it, like it was to the point where it started out just all the snow had melted and we were all kind of lamenting how it was going to be a brown Christmas. And then instantly it was white on the ground everywhere from the hail, and it hurt my head because I don't have any hair for padding. So I put on my hat. Yeah. Running a few errands today. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. It's been a while. I think it's because I've been feeling kind of crappy lately. In a mental, emotional way. I've been feeling kind of crappy, so I haven't done these videos. It's hard to like talk about your life when you feel like there's some bits of it that are screwed up or annoying, or I don't know. Maybe you don't even want to hear this. I don't know. In any case, I've been feeling not so hot, so I haven't done any videos for a while. So I'm headed out to run some errands, and thought I would drop in and say hello to you fine viewers, all three of you. Dropped off, or made a bunch of bottles for Grow It Girl this morning. Filled some orders that were in a bit of a backlog while we waited for some supplies. Supplies came in, bottles made, got them out for Janie. I need to stop saying I've found since I started making these videos, I didn't used to do this, but I say a ridiculous amount of times when I'm just expressing myself in very familiar subjects. There's no reason that I should say nearly as much as I do. Anyway, that's something annoying that I'm going to fix. I've been trying to edit out my ums, but it doesn't go very well, and I have to cut a lot. So, I need to fix that. And now I'd like to go pick up a bite of lunch. Then I need to go and drop off a little bit of money because a local restaurant was incredibly kind to me the other day. I went to the restaurant. It's called BC Chicken. It's like a Greek style chicken and euros, the sort of thing, here in my little hometown. I eat there for lunch. It's right next to my office. I love it. It's great food. I stopped. I said don't do that. I stopped in the other day for lunch. It was like two days ago. Stopped in for lunch, and their credit card machine was down. Rather than saying, sorry, you can't have this food, instead of saying that, he said, you know what, you go ahead, you're in here all the time, if you remember, bring me some money for your lunch, tomorrow or whatever. So I said again. Anyway, so he let me leave with my lunch, and I ate a wonderful lunch that day. I didn't pay for it at the time, and that was just incredibly nice of him. He didn't need to do that. Earlier that day, someone else had done something nice for me, and I wish I could repay the favor, but I don't remember who it was. I was at my normal drink stop that I always go to fill up my Diet Cokes. I had the family in the car, and so I went in, and Janie reminded me we needed some milk. So I filled up a Diet Coke, and I grabbed a gallon of milk, and I went up to the cash register, and I reached back, and my wallet was not in my jeans, and I couldn't, that's very weird for me to not have my wallet. But I was standing at the cash register totally embarrassed with all these people around that obviously I see every day, but I don't know them very well. And I was sitting there with, cups I had filled up for Janie and I, and a gallon of milk, and I didn't have any money. And it's embarrassing when that happens. The guy behind me in line says, don't worry, I'll get it. And he paid for a gallon of milk for my family and a Diet Coke and a Coke for Janie, and he didn't think anything of it. And it was just so kind. It was just such a nice thing, and I'd love to blame that on the place where I live, and it's kind of a small town. It's not super small, but I'd love to blame it on that, or to put credit on that. But really, I think there's really kind people everywhere. I think that everywhere I've ever been, every big city, every small town, everywhere I've ever been, and it's, the locations I've been are stacking up. It's amazing to me how kind people genuinely are to strangers. By the same token, there's an argument to be made for how terrible people are to strangers, but I don't know. I've been getting down a lot lately, and one of the things that's been getting me down is how I look at you know, social feeds, Facebook feeds and stuff like that, and even socially when I'm out to chatting with people, I'm just finding that the disagreements we're having right now as a people, granted this is in my circle, but the disagreements we're having as a people make us just at each other's throats and so unwilling to just be nice. And even if you disagree, just listen for a second. Just let somebody say their piece and listen for a second. They may be terribly wrong. I'm just seeing so many people be so angry, and all this news from Syria where people are just killing each other. And anyway, this got heavy in a hurry, and I didn't mean it to. What I mean to say is, I was getting down because of all this terrible news that's happening everywhere. But in my own experience, I'm seeing people who are so genuinely kind and willing to help, and it's such a polar opposite that I'm having a hard time marrying those two together. This is weird, and it's heavy, and I don't mean it to be heavy. I have more questions than answers, and I don't really know what that says about me, but that's where I'm at. So I'm going to try and do my part today. There was a man who was very kind to me, and he bought my lunch, so I'm going to go go make sure that he's paid in full. I'll continue to do everything I can to just be nice to the people around me. It's hard sometimes. It's hard to not obey some baser instinct that makes you want to fight. But sometimes you just have to ignore it and just be kind. It's hard. I fail as much as anybody in the world, but I feel like we need to redouble efforts. I need to redouble efforts to do that. There we go. That's my heavy thing for today. I'm gonna go. I've been chatting for like 10 minutes now. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go grab some lunch. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I got heavy on today. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you watching, and I have fun putting these together. I don't know if it's something you like to listen to, but if you do, if deep down in your soul you might have kind of maybe possibly enjoyed for even a moment listening to me talk out of my face hole about things that maybe I don't have any business talking about, but I have done it. If you've enjoyed it for even a second, I'd appreciate you hitting the little thumbs up button below me. Because, I don't know, I guess ego? I guess ego. Hit it or don't. I don't want to feed the ego. Nothing good comes from just feeding an ego. Anyway, watch if you like, don't if you don't. Alright, I don't even know what I'm asking for anymore. I hope you have a good day. I appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. I owed you from when your credit card machine was down.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.